So today, President Joe Biden commuting the sentences of nearly all federal death row prisoners. They include 3 convicted killers from right here in North Carolina. And now, with Governor Roy Cooper also in his final days in office, could we see anything similar here at the state level? WRAL state government reporter Will Duran is here breaking this down for us. Now, Will, first, let's start simply here. What does this mean that President Biden commuted these death penalty sentences?
Yeah, these people are not getting out of prison. Commuting a sentence is not the same thing as a pardon. All Biden has done here is take them off of death row, and their new sentence will be to serve life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Got it. So, of the 37 people whose sentences were commuted by the president, 3, again, were North Carolina cases. What do we know about those cases?
Yeah, there is no question that these were awful crimes. Richard Allen Jackson kidnapped, raped, and murdered a young woman who was out hiking near Asheville in 1994. That was a federal crime because it happened in a national park on federal land. Akeelia Barnett from Charlotte committed federal crimes related to both a deadly carjacking and the murder of his ex-girlfriend. And Alejandro Umania was part of the gang MS-13 when he killed 2 men in Greensboro in 2007. And because he was part of that gang, federal law allows that to be prosecuted in federal court as well.
And again, these people will be staying in prison. But we're curious, why did Biden do this in the first place? Did he explain today's decision to commute these sentences?
Yes, he did. It's because Donald Trump is heading back to the White House. Trump ramped up executions in his last few months in office, and when Biden beat Trump in 2020, part of his campaign was a promise to halt executions. Today, Biden said that it would feel like breaking that promise to now let Trump come back in and start executing prisoners again. And in the last hour, we've heard from a Trump spokesman who weighed in. He called Biden's decision, quote, a slap in the face to the victims.
What about here specifically in our state, in North Carolina? So we have Governor Cooper near the end of his time as governor. Will he follow Biden's example, and how?
Yeah, so we have 136 people on death row here in North Carolina state prisons, and Cooper could commute their sentences, but that would surprise a lot of people if he did. Even though the state does still sentence people to death, North Carolina hasn't actually carried out an execution in nearly 20 years, and that's probably unlikely to change under incoming Governor Josh Stein. Cooper has handed out a small number of pardons and commutations while governor, and he has a week left to issue more. I've reached out, asked his office today if he plans to do more now following Biden's lead, but they have not responded to my questions.
All right, let us know what you hear. Thank you to Will. And for